Right, hello. I think I've got it this time around. It's about the 5th time I've attempted to start this live stream, and it kept giving me questions about being. I can still see there's a massive delay. I don't know what's going on, but bear with me, folks. I'm doing my best. I will try and fix it for next week. But this week, anyway, like I say, there is a massive delay, and there is not a lot I can do about it. So what I want to talk about this week was questions from people during the week of things, shorts and videos I've put out. So the one question was from Dan, RW5WK. Strange question, but what are the laws in Russia if you have a licensed firearm? Are you allowed to shoot on your own garden or at a range or private farmland? I'm not a firearms expert, but what I can tell you, well, since I left the military, I have no interest in firearms at all. I don't do anything with them. So, but what I can tell you is that it's very strictly controlled under licensing. It reminds me kind of the UK a bit, where very strict controls about firearms. Obviously, there is shooting clubs and all kinds of things. I believe you can have any kind of weapon, even automatic weapons, but under strict regulations and whatever, and you would need to look up at that kind of thing. It's not my subject really. Like I say, I've done with weapons. I had my time in the army, and I really don't want to see another gun as long as I live. So that was that anyway. So the other question is about insulation. Oh, there was another one as well about predatory animals. I probably mentioned this before. Predatory animals. In Novgorod, in where I'm going to be, I'm obviously in St. Petersburg at the moment. Predatory animals are a thing, especially wolves. Wolves don't hurt humans generally, unless it's something really. It's still giving me problems here. Resume. Oh God, it's this thing is giving pain in the ass. Hello. So I think this is the 6th time now for this, the 6th attempt at getting this to run. I get a bit fed up with it now. So I'll say it again. I thought I was saying this, and obviously I wasn't. It was talking to myself because it wasn't even live. So so Dan, question from Dan RW5WK or strange question, but what are the fire laws in Russia if you have a licensed firearm, are allowed to shoot in your own garden or only at range or private lands? Since I left the military, I have had no interest in firearms at all, and I don't have any. I've never looked into it really. But what I do know is that firearms are strictly controlled under a similar licensing scheme to the UK. If you're looking at coming to Russia and you're thinking about firearms, don't even think about importing your own firearms. Ain't gonna happen. It's only citizens, as far as I know. You can't come here as a resident and go around blasting things. Ain't gonna happen. You'll get locked up straight away, and probably weapons confiscated as you come off the plane, even if you've got them on the plane. So, no, don't. Firearms laws are very strict, and you would need to go through the psychological tests and all kinds of things that you have to go through to get firearms. Really, it's very dark in here. Light bulb gone or something. No, my answer to that is I don't know. Other than it's very tightly controlled. So where else have we got? There's something about insulation. So Skirix recommends that I look into Arch 50 and how to lower your blower door score. I'm not sure what Arch 50 is or blower door score. I've not had a look. I meant to have a look at that this week, and I've never had a look at it. But I'm guessing this is some kind of code in America, or some kind of level of insulation that you're supposed to have. And it's important to build an airtight envelope. Yep, I absolutely agree with him. If you notice, if you watch the videos, you'll see that I go on and on about due to the utility, which is due to the insulation, which goes between the timbers. I keep mentioning that. It's a big thing for me. I'm very aware of the frame is that the frame is the coldest part of the house, and because of that, any gaps have to be filled in. I'm a bit out of focus here. Let me just do this here. I'm not sure if that's done it or not. There is an automatic focus, but it's not continuous focus. So I'm well aware of the insulation. The frame is the coldest part of the house. Now, when I built that in the summer, that timber was not completely dried off. There was a level of moisture in it that was is going to cause shrinkage, and it'll lose about a centimetre. Now, when you lose that amount of material, it's going to leave a gap between the joints. Never mind what you like for one of the Japanese people who build without nails and all that, use wooden pegs and all that, and then the super carpenters. But reality is you're going to get gaps in this kind of material. So the plan was and is still remains that over the summertime, over the wintertime, that in moisture within the timber will dry out. That's why it's been brighter now. That's weird, isn't it? It's the cat's John again in the window. Everybody's disturbed me today as I want to kill everybody. There's the material shrinks and it leaves a gap in between the joints. So when we go back in summertime, whether that be March or April, I'm not 100% sure yet. Last April, when we did the foundation, it was bloody cold, and it was snowing and all sorts. So you can see that by the videos. So I'm not sure when we're going back yet, but I'm planning. We're sort of looking at the end of March, maybe, to go back. And when we go back, it will be full on with the rest of the stud work to go in and ceiling and all that stuff. So in between those joints, when we go back, we'll have a look and see if there's any gaps appeared, and then we will spray them with foam, but not this year probably. If you know already how these frame houses work, basically you build the frame, and then once you get the frame up, then on goes the roof to create stop water coming in, and then after the roof's on, then you continue on with the first layer of water membrane, or you would call it American wrap. And basically it goes around the house and seals the frame against the elements. After that goes on, then you put on a spacer bar between the membrane and the final finish. You call it siding. Here we call it imitation Bruce, but in England you'd call it tongue and groove. So that goes on, and there's a gap left there for ventilation to get in and keep it dry, because obviously condensation on these things. That'll all be coming up in those videos. I will show that. If you've watched any of my earlier videos, season 1 and season 2 of the build, you notice that they weren't brilliantly edited, and yeah, my fault. Being a new YouTuber, I'm learning how to do these things. I've got all the technical sides of the setting up the camera on this, and you name it, I've got it all to do. Editing the videos, making thumbnails even, all that's a learning curve while I'm building. So it's been a bit of a job to sort it all out and get myself straight. So season 3, when it comes, you'll notice, yeah, well, season 3 will be a lot differently filmed. We'll have cameras at probably 2 or 3 angles, maybe even 4 angles at some points, to really get better footage. And I've had a long winter here now, learning how to edit a lot better, get better videos out for you, better quality, with a bit of a better result. I've been practicing on these time lapse videos. You see there's 3 out, and the 4th one coming out on Wednesday. That's the final time lapse of that, and then after that we're on to the origin story mini series. I think there'll be 4 on that. There's some going to be interesting videos there to film. I've got them all to film yet, of course. And there'll be interesting ones on off-grid living, as I am now, with off-grid systems, some unique things that I've invented, created out of necessity. So that's something. Look forward to that. Septics, I'll give it a quick rundown. There's a septic that never needs to be emptied. That's one good thing. There's also a water system, a rain collection system, and well system with an automatic pump working into the house, running off a tilt switch. I'm going to film all that. I was playing with it today actually. I got a bit of slow-mo on that, and I'll be going up again to have another look at that slow-mo tilt switch going up on in over the next few days. I'll be filming all that. Where other systems is there? There is the central heating system here. So wood burner that fires a water boiler, 200 litre water boiler, and all the central heating throughout the house through one boiler. So we're filming all that, show you how all that works with a natural circulation system. So there's no need for any pumps or anything in the heating system if you're into off-grid stuff. So I'll be filming all that the next few weeks, and then the last one is electric backups. I do have a wind turbine here, a dual 2 kilowatt dual cord dual rotor wind turbine. Not effective here, not effective enough. They're not windy enough, but I do have it here still. Undecided what to do with the thing, but I may go over that. If anybody's interested in that, if you are interested in that, leave some comments in the live here so that I can figure out how I can film all that. It's winter here. I'm not keen on filming outside, but if anybody does request filming of wind turbine, I will do it for you. Say hello in the chat, by the way, if anybody's online. I can see the chat. I'm not sure if it's going to come through to me properly or not, but anyway. So I've got the wind turbine. Solar system I don't have here anymore. It's taken down now. The solar controller has gone a long time ago, and I bought a new one just as a passive solar controller, which is up at the build, and it's controlling the security cameras up there off a 12 volt 200 amp battery up there with the controller. So I don't have the controller, I can't show you that. I can show you some of the basics of the wind turbine if anybody's interested in it, and the solar setup that was, and the downsides of solar system for anybody who's thinking that it's going to be a great off-grid life with solar and wind and all the rest of it. Reality is something somewhat different. The costs outweigh the investment outweighs the payoff, if you like. You can never recover your costs on it. It's way better to get hooked up to electric. This house here where I am now is off grid, but we have got now full 3-phase electric, and it's been a blessing. It really has. It took a long time to get it. It's 7 years without electric. I can assure you it's no fun. If you're using generators break down frequently, especially if running them over long periods, and the cost is enormous. It just really is enormous. There's nice YouTube videos out there where they've got nice generator running and they've got the wind turbines going, but they're only going to film the wind turbine in the wind, aren't they? They're not going to film it when it's not windy, and they're only going to show you the solar panels in the sun. You know, they're never going to show you that in St. Petersburg, where I am, the level of sun is way lower than most places and very cloudy, and so much lower. Summertime's all right, but wintertime awful. And also snow gets on them. Yeah, so if you're on that kind of lifestyle, I've been here in the wintertime and I have to go up on the roof every few hours to clear off the snow off the solar panels to get the battery to charge, and then failing completely and having to run the generator for hours and hours. Yeah, off grid, not for me anymore. I've had enough of it. But that's all coming in videos. I will be doing one on the, like I say, on the heating system. Heating system from firewood is good. It keeps the house warm, yes, but every few hours you're fiddling with the wood burner, and every time you touch the wood burner, guess what? Your hands are black as anything with soot, and yeah, it's just a constant mess, constant dust in the house. Doesn't matter what I do, whether I put anything down. You can put anything down in the house, and there's dust, and it just gets into it's such a fine dust as well. It gets into everything. There's nothing you can do to prevent it. Not my why is that bleeping at me? It's not my idea of fun. I mean, wood burners, but I will go over it if anybody is into that kind of lifestyle, and I have recommendations how you would prevent that dust by not having the thing in the house for a start. You'd have it outside in a separate thing, but I'll go through all that in video over the next few weeks. I think the first video I'll be doing probably on the well, we're doing the origin story, working on that. That starts tomorrow, filming for that, and then probably it'll be either the water, the septic, the electric, or what's the other one? Heating. One of those systems will be coming out in the next 4 weeks, and then we'll do one every week until that's completed. A mini series on off-grid that I'm leaving behind, and why I'm leaving it behind, because I certainly never want to go on off-grid again. It was forced on us. It wasn't something we looked in, not something we wanted, something we asked for. It was we were basically forced into it through circumstance, and never again. Not for me. There's no romanticism in off-griddiness, if you like. So I will be coming on to that on the next few weeks. Watch out for those videos. Editing them much nicer now, and they should be much nicer. I don't know if there's any more questions. Somebody said hello. Gup gup gup. I know that is. Hey, how you doing? I know that is Venda Singh. Yes, you've done that joke with me before. I remember from other live streams. If you've noticed, live streams haven't been going out every day with a dog, and that is simply because it's too cold. We're hitting now in the daytime somewhere around about -12. If we go out in -12, your fingers freeze off in no time at all, and the batteries die in the phone. So, and on top of that, we have other complications as well here, where the signal's being cut for various reasons. You know what's going on. There is a special military operation, and it's very well. Thank you, Vedantin Singh. Vedantin Singh. Very well, thank you. How are you? I think there's a delay on this. I'm not sure when you wrote that and when you're getting the answer back. Sorry about that. I've been I tried this live stream about 4 or 5 times actually, and I just couldn't get it to play ball with me. It just went horrible. Really didn't want to play at all. I started it, telling me I was having it. It's coming around telling me that the bit rate is too high, 2628 kilobytes. So what the reason for it is, I don't know. Can you call me only Vedant? Vedant. Of course I can call you Vedant if you want to say the Vedant. That's no problem at all. I'm guessing that's pronounced right. Maybe if you phonetically write it, maybe I'll be able to understand it. Do you pronounce the V as a V? The E as a Y? Dent. I'm not sure. It looks like Vedant or Vedant, maybe. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm sorry it's a bit dark in here. It's not actually dark. It's just the camera's not picking up the light for some unknown reason. I don't know why. Everything's giving me problems today. It's just what a bloody day, isn't it? You know. But anyway, so that's the with insulation. There was something else on the question on insulation as well, wasn't there? Somebody suggested of using blown-in insulation, and I know exactly what you're talking about. There's also something about fiberglass insulation. Fiberglass insulation. Vidant. Vidant. Are you from India or somewhere, Vidant? With the name Singh. I wonder if you're from India. I don't know. Or maybe Pakistan or somewhere like that. With a name like Singh. Maybe I'm wrong. Or of Indian origin, maybe, or something. But anyway, so insulation, fiberglass wool versus mineral, what they call mineral wool here. Take pay as you money, takes your choice really. I prefer the mineral stuff. Yes, it's itchy as hell when you put it in. It's horrible stuff to use. I hate the stuff. I even look at it and start sneezing. So India, all right, okay. From India. Whereabouts? We want to visit India next year. We're looking at coming to India, maybe next summer. We're not sure. We not 100% sure, but I'm presuming we'll be coming to maybe India next year, or China, either India or China. But my wife wants to come to India. It's one of her dreams, and I haven't been to India, but I've been all over the Middle East. So we're looking at coming to India next summertime. Maybe. It's only maybe. We'll see how the build goes and see. Maybe we'll have time off from the build to come to India for a week or so, or 2 weeks or something. A little holiday. So that could be a plan. That's I think it'd be a fantastic place. We have another friend in India as well, not from India, not in India, from India. And she's giving me advice as well. So that's probably gonna happen next summer. Where else are we going to say? So yeah, insulation, about the fiberglass or the mineral insulation. I prefer the mineral. Even better, something called I forgot the name of it. There's another insulation, and it's like the same kind of stuff, but it's not itchy. It doesn't irritate the skin, and that is even better. Calf, that's the name of it. Calf insulation, and that doesn't itch at all, and much better. But the price is double. So, and what we do, actually, we don't know what direction we're going to go in. And somebody mentioned about blown-in insulation. Okay, there's a couple of downsides to that, and a couple of upsides to it. One, the equipment. You've got to get the equipment to get it blown into your walls. That's the first thing, which then is going to cost, obviously. Second thing, your roof for that kind of stuff, you want plywood on the outside and inside your walls to stop it from bowing too much. We're not going to put plywood on at all. You'll see how it works when we do that. Certainly no plywood. Another downside to that is you're looking at getting the equipment and you're putting it in one go, so you've got to buy all the insulation in one go and do it all in one go, basically. Or you've got to get the equipment, hire it in, and come back and forward. So you're hiring multiple times. With ordinary insulation, you buy it as you use it. So if you want to, say for us, we want to get in there, move up there as quickly as possible. So we want to be in there double quick, and so we can insulate one room and basically move in, and then insulate the rest of it as we go along. So we're not having to buy equipment, we can just do it as we go along, kind of thing. So there's some plus and minuses to it, but the actual overall, the actual insulation, I don't see any difference in the actual heat or anything like that. It's basically the same, you know. So what else have we got here? Let's have a look. If you've got any question, put it in the chat. If you're watching this as a replay, put your question in there and I will come back to you. If you're interested in the off-grid stuff, write it here and give me a chance to film it. If you're interested in the wind turbine or anything like that, write it down there and I'll tell you my experiences with wind turbines and maybe film the one that I've got. Spray foam isn't cost effective. Yeah, spray foam as insulation, I wouldn't put it in either because it creates condensation. I don't like it. It's only for joints. I wouldn't use it in anything else, basically. Put my microphone down here. Only for joints and sealing up around windows and doors and stuff. Other than that, no way. Dense pack cellulite, I'm not sure what that is. So somebody wrote about the putting it together with screws and bolts are better than nails. I have to disagree on that one. Nails for me every time. Screws are expensive and slow to put in. Bolts, it's an overkill, not necessary. For what? And you'd have to have huge bolts, not necessary. So no, not for this build. What else have we got here? Let's have a read down here. Where do we? I wanted to say hello to Terry Seep, who keeps commenting on the videos. Thank you very much for your comments. I love your comments. You give me real encouragement to do this. It's not an easy job building this house. I think that's all the comments this week. It's not an easy job to build a house. It is building it solo. Obviously, I'm not completely solo. I have done. My wife helps lift some of the wall. You've seen that. And when I put the foundation, I had my pal with me, Valerie. He did help me out for the first bit, and I finished off cutting it and put the plates on myself. But that's it. The rest of it I will be alone. Oh, the neighbours helped me put the big window as well, so I'm almost alone in doing it. The rest of it will be solo. So when I go back, it's the stud work in the walls and that big window, followed by a top plate all over the place, followed by the ceiling joists. If you've never seen how ceiling joists sound simple, there's nothing to them, right? Just joists you stick in. But actually, it's done slightly different here, and you'll get to see how those go in. Once those ceiling joists are on, then it's on with the support for the roof, and so the ridge beam and all that, and a laminate beam for the center window. We're going to buy a huge 150 by 30 by 6 meter beam for over the big window, and I figured that it's just too heavy for me to get up there. I'd have to get help in to do it. So we're going to laminate, I'm going to laminate a piece of timber. So it will go probably going to work out at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of timber laminated together in one big lump, and then put into the roof there, over that window. Probably plane them up before I put them so they look nice, and they will go up and they'll be banged together with millions of nails that you won't see from the floor, obviously, too low down, too high up. So that's the kind of plan there for that big window. If you haven't seen, can I show you the big window? I probably can if you look behind me, so I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I'm in the way here, aren't I, of the photo, but okay, so if I go to the side here, I think you can get a view of, so that's how it's going to be. You see that big window there so when I go back, that window, I've got the roof supports, that wall that goes around at the back there, that's all to be built up. I'll show you some other photos here. There's another one. I am in the way. There's another one. You can see how it's looking, how it's going to be, and then the big beam in the middle. And I don't know if I've got a photo. I don't know if I've got a die. Oh, I have. Oh, I have. Here we are. So that's the roof, how it's going to go. That's again from that big window that I built. Again, I'm trying to find a skeleton. So it kind of, I'm trying to find a with the big beam in. I haven't got one with just a beam. I haven't got a photo of just a beam, but that's kind of how it will look. Have I got anything with the beam on? I have this way, but you can't see it, can you, again? So I haven't got anything to show you. I'd have to go into Revit and dig out a photo. Maybe I'll get one next week. But basically, if you look on this photo, it's not a photo, it's a drawing, obviously. But where that big window is coming to the back wall, there's a big beam going between that and that. Huge beam, and that's going to be a bleeder to lift up there. Not looking forward to it now. But the good news is my next door neighbour, Sasha, the great neighbour, he has a massive platform that I didn't know about. He says, "Oh, I've got a massive platform. You can use it if you want." So like, great. So that platform is going to be put up on the inside of the house where that window is, and I'll be able to put the beam in there very much easier. Be able to put it in easier with that and get it into space, obviously. Probably if I do that, I might be able to laminate it on the floor, the first 3 pieces of timber. And sorry, no, it won't be 3 pieces, will it? I'm talking lies. There's going to, so let me show you this. There's going to be 1 piece like that, and then 3 pieces like that, then another piece like that, and another 3 pieces. So on the downside of the beam, which will all be planed up, it won't look like there's multiple pieces in it. It'll just look like 1 piece in there. It'll look like 1 big beam. So it's kind of false effect of laminate timber. So that's kind of the plan. The plan that I'm trying to get up and running. That hopefully, well, not hopefully, as soon as I get back up there and I get onto the roof and get on the ceilings done, then onto that roof bit, that will be a major project to get that up and running. Obviously, there's a back wall that has to be built, and they have to, the center of that wall where the beam joins has to be exactly in the center of the other wall. They have to line up and it'll be at the same height as well. So it's going to be a case of getting the old laser level on there and working on that as well. So that's what we're planning on. But anyway, I've not much else to tell you. Next Wednesday, we're going to do lives every Wednesday. We'll add the comments, read the comments, and I will answer them here as I've done today. So join me every Wednesday if you want to, and come to that. If you haven't seen the time lapses, have a look at the time lapses. There's something different. Quick thing, and there's another one coming out on Wednesday, which is a master time lapse of all 4 joined together. See, I've got light again. It's gone weird, this camera today. So apart from the delay, so I'll see you all on the next one, the next live stream, which will be next Wednesday. For now, wherever you are in the world, for Vidant in India, have a great day wherever you are. Well, I don't know, it's day or night time wherever you are, and hopefully we'll be over to India at some point next summer. That's the plan. So have a great one, everybody, and I'll see you. Probably I'll live stream tomorrow, walkies with the dog, and we'll do a live stream then and chat then. So until then, have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.